All right. Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek Contacted in Zanzibar, Tanzania, Zanzibar, where this happened, and people demanded answers. They wanted to know, like, did y'all talk to Joe? What's going on? And in the new reports, they're stating that they decided to withhold his passport because something wasn't, like they needed to question him a little bit more. However, even though they decided to question him and to ask him, some questions, hold his passport, they still say that they don't believe that he did any wrongdoing. Now, the rapper Joe Budden has spoke out about Ashlee and Joe as well. He stated that recently he had them in his company. He said that she came to, I think he had like a dinner or something like that. And Ashlee and Joe were in attendance. And according to Joe Budden, he said that they were madly in love, etc. As I told you guys, the rapper Joe Budden spoke out about her death as well. So Joe Budden, I guess, was a friend of Ashlee's. And in the wake of her passing, he spoke out about her on his podcast. So let me play what Joe Budden had to say.
Real little rest in peace to my girl Ashlee Jenae.
Yes, rest in peace.
The last part, I was kind of battling with the news of her passing, and the details were blurry still, so I wasn't really quite myself. And I didn't want to jump out there with anything because of ongoing investigations and the family grieving and the family mourning. But shortly after that, somebody took to the internet to kind of give the details of this case, right? Ashlee Jenae, 31 years old, goes to Tanzania on a birthday trip with her boyfriend. He proposes on the trip. They look extremely happy, and then the very next day, she's no longer with us. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy to even say.
Word.
I don't even know where to start with this. I don't, honestly. I get how.
All right, so I'm just gonna pause it just to make it transformative. But as you can see, this is Joe Budden speaking about Ashlee on his podcast and how he had to kind of process the information first. Now, what he then goes on to say is how, she was a friend of his, how he was in the company of not only Ashlee, but Joe as well. And he also is going to speak to their relationship and everything.
How this story has like all the makings of like some real good internet fodder, right? Like the white guy, the trip, and just all the details. Mm-hmm. Ashlee Young, they keep calling her like a soft life influencer. They're just saying all of these things. For many of us, this is not just an internet story. This was somebody that was near and dear to our hearts. This is somebody that impacted a lot of lives, touched a lot of people. This is somebody that was popular. Like, people knew Ashlee. Like, she was tangible for many of us. She helped a lot of people get through the pandemic. When we was on Clubhouse just acting a fucking fool. But Ashlee was... It also pains me to see how people are kind of speaking about it all on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
That was nasty.
But again, this isn't like an internet story for a lot of us. This is our little sister that we lost. And the irony in it is that even in death, she continues to do what she did throughout her life, which was bring people together. Like, if you don't know Ashlee, you couldn't predict where she was going to be or who she was going to be with. She'll be with the fucking crypto niggas one day. She'll be with the Chicago gang niggas one day. She'll be with some fucking nerdy, goofy niggas another day. Like, she had a heart of gold. She was.
I mean, I guess that's one way to describe somebody having a heart of gold. He said she had a heart of gold, you know, and you would think that if somebody says that somebody has like a heart of gold, you would think that they would say something like, you know, that they were generous, they were loving, they were a nice person, they were a ray of light to be around. His definition of her being a heart of gold was one day she with the crypto niggas, one day she with the gangbangers, and one day she with the nerds. And I'm like, that? And that she was easy accessible? I'm like, okay. All right. Let's hear some more.
Sweet. She just was a guy's girl and a girl's girl somehow. Like, the dudes wanted her and the girls wanted her. Like, her energy was just infectious. She was accepting of us. She was a great wing woman. I ain't gonna hold you. Ashlee was a foodie. Ashlee liked to shop. Ashlee was an R&B head. She was the home girl that your girlfriend would be aware of, and it was cool for y'all to just run to the R&B concert or run to the R&B party, hop on a flight. I think we went to the Tank concert in D.C. when we went to the club afterward. That was the day that they had the dead nigga in the club.
Oh, shit.
Remember they had the dead nigga in the club? Propped up in D.C.? Yeah. Me and Ashlee went to that club. As soon as they took him out of there, boy, it stink. It was a smell in that motherfucker. We had a time in there. And she was making jokes because as popular as she was, as soon as I stepped in, the promoters was offering me bottles and shit. She got us in the club, mind you.
Wow.
She got us in the club, but then the promoters started offering me bottles and all this shit.
Those of you guys in the comments asking, did they know each other? Yes. This is him basically reminiscing on the good times that they had. So one of the times that he's sharing is there was this club event that went viral, and there was a guy who they had his funeral at a club. I don't know if you guys remember that, but he's saying that him and Ashlee went to this club that same night, and like they had a good time after that situation. So he's basically, you know, reminiscing on the times that they shared together.
Shit, and then the fucking girls they took him out of there. Boy, it stink. The R&B head. She was the home girl that your girlfriend would be aware of, and it was cool for y'all to just run to the R&B concert or run to the R&B party, hop on a flight. I think we went to the Tank concert in D.C. when we went to the club afterward. That was the day that they had the dead nigga in the club.
Oh, shit.
Remember they had the dead nigga in the club? Propped up in D.C. Yeah. Me and Ashlee went to that club. As soon as they took him out of there, boy, it stink. It was a smell in that motherfucker. We had a time in there. And she was making jokes because as popular as she was, as soon as I stepped in, the promoters was offering me bottles and shit. She got us in the club, mind you.
Wow.
She got us in the club, but then the promoters started offering me bottles and all this shit. And then the fucking girls was hollering at me and guys was hollering at her, and we just had a time in there. Ashlee would send you the new B song that you had never heard. She was just great. She was great. She touched a lot of us. She impacted a lot of us. She was a sweetheart. The story was reported that she self-transitioned. There's an ongoing investigation into that. I want to be responsible and not just coming on here being accusatory and saying what I think happened. I want the parents to be able to grieve and mourn properly and wait till the investigation is finished to properly vet this thing. Ashlee took a lot of pride in being like a caretaker for her siblings, for her younger sister. Ashlee was a hard worker. Like some of these things that you read about your friend out there. Like Ashlee comes from a 2-parent household. Ashlee was never hard up for, she wasn't never hard up for money. She was a hostess, waitress, model slash video girl in Miami, Florida. She would take a flight, come out here and fuck with us at the hookah lounge, and then take the first flight smoking to make it back.
So he is continuing to give her props, and now he's getting to the point to where he's like speaking to her character. You know, she's a caring person. She loved her family. She loved her sister. She, you know, cared about her siblings. And, you know, now he's starting to speak about like the context of, or the contents of her character and the type of person that she was, and how she was genuine, and how she was like a light to be around and things like that. This is what I was waiting for him to say in the beginning. Like, first he started out saying, you know, how she wound the crypto, the thugs, and da-da-da. I'm like, okay, where you going with this? Because, you know, online they're saying that she was, but anyways, let's continue.
Back to work to bang these niggas over the head. Like, Ashlee comes from a 2-parent household. Ashlee was never hard up for, she wasn't never hard up for money. She was a hostess, waitress, model slash video girl in Miami, Florida. She would take a flight, come out here and fuck with us at the hookah lounge, and then take the first flight smoking to make it back to work to bang these niggas over the head that want to come in there and spend all of this fucking money. Like, she worked. Reading some of these things about your friend is tough. Mm-hmm. It's tough, especially when you know that it is untrue. I'm praying for all the people in her life. I'm praying for her friends. I'm praying for her family. I'm praying for her sisters. This story just brings up so many things that I'm already funny about. I've come in here and shared about how I feel about just dying elsewhere. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And some of the things that come along with that. There's all types of rumors going around because her boyfriend, he did have some money. He did have some money. There's rumors going around about him paying hospitals and him paying the hotel. I will say the story sounds pretty janky. I'll say that. The story sounds janky.
The story that was initially reported.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The story being reported of they had an argument, had to be separated. Homeboy got his own room. Then he came back and found her hanging, made it back in enough time to take her down from wherever she was hanging from, go to a hospital where they say she still was showing vital signs and had a pulse, and then was pronounced dead in a hospital. It does sound weird.
I didn't make sense to me.
It does sound weird. I'd like to know, if you're telling me that she was hanging herself, I'd like to see this structure. I'd like to see where you're saying this happened from. If you're telling me that happened, homeboy's timing is impeccable to make it there 5 minutes later while she still had vital signs. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of weird things about this shit that, again, I'm gonna let the investigation play out, but we lost an absolute sweetheart. We lost a great, great, great soul and human being, and somebody that niggas know. My faith is in that. Even with all the shit that you're reading out there, as tough as it is, my faith is in too many people were impacted for lies and propaganda to remain relevant.
All right. So Joe goes on to speak about Ashlee, and I'll probably play a little bit more in a second, but speaking of the allegations of Ashlee, like I said, somebody in the comments said that he's making her sound like a working girl. Now, I don't know if she was a working girl or not, but this is not the only time this has come up. Like I told you guys in the beginning, there is a Twitter page dedicated to slandering Ashlee, right? They have these posts where they're alleging that she was a working girl. They're saying that she was an escort, and I don't know that she was or anything. I'm not saying that she was. I'm not saying that, but I'm just sharing the different things around social media. There's this page that is called BM are the prize, and I guess black men are the prize. And they have their photo as Joe. His profile picture is their profile picture. And they are going in on Ashlee. Like, they're going in on her. They're, like I said, they're pulling up anything that they can. They are comparing her to Telbo and the other people who have been losing their lives to white partners. And they're pulling up videos where she was like with Kevin Gates and different things that people are saying, and pulling up everything about Joe and, you know, all types of stuff. They're comparing her to other people who got engaged in Africa, and like a lot of their posts are dedicated to slandering her. I'm gonna pull up a couple of the posts that they posted. They even posted up this thread where black women were disparaging black men. It didn't have anything to do with Ashlee, but they're like trying to like add that in the mix as well. So let me show you a couple of the posts that they have posted up over here, where they are really upset and trying to like say certain particular things. So this Twitter page is called BM Are the Prize. Like I said, they have Joe as their screensaver, and it says on this post, "My God, this story keeps getting worse and worse." So this is a video of Ashlee and Kevin Gates. And this is where where Kevin Gates says that she's toxic.
Hey,
how y'all doing? You know, we keeping it organic. Me and my little chocolate Easter bunny. Baby, stop playing. Baby, you know I'm sensitive, baby. We about to get in a lick. This her car. She probably she just came for to pick me up.
Something like, not too crazy.
She from Philly, so you know she crazy. She toxic. She might stab you. You might stab me in my sleep.
I'm not
you
toxic.
Told me if I take my hands off, you gonna beat me up.
Because I'm good with my hands.
I ain't about no trouble. I love y'all. Y'all have a beautiful day.